It's a somewhat unfortunate fact that humans are judged initially by their physical appearance, whether you're male or female. I mean, if you look at these so-called dating apps such as Tinder and what's the other one called? I can't remember what they're called, but all these dating apps, they show brief biographies, but what you actually look at is a photo. And if you don't like the photo, if you don't like the looks of the person, you skip over to the next one. That person could be the greatest person in the world, be very intelligent, have a terrific personality, great sense of humor, but all that's meaningless if you don't like the looks of the person. That's the way dating apps work. Unfortunately, some of the best looking people happen to be the biggest pieces of crap working the face of the earth, but that's that's another story. You won't get to know that until you actually meet them. But one of the things that you notice first when you first meet a person is the state of their teeth. And this is like a huge thing. I mean, when you see somebody and, they look pretty good and you're introduced to them and they keep their mouth shut like this, and then they smile. And if they smile and they're missing a bunch of teeth, especially the teeth in the front, most people, I would suggest that about 99% of people get an immediate bad impression of the person, because the loss of teeth looks like the person really has no self-respect. This is the feeling a person gets when they see somebody with missing teeth. That, in other words, the person has no self-respect, meaning the person with the missing teeth has no self-respect and doesn't even care about taking care of himself. Of course, there's many things that can cause tooth loss. The main one is actually has to do with basically not taking care of your teeth, not brushing your teeth. I have a program that I use, which I wrote about in I think it was within the first 3 issues of my Applied Metabolics newsletter. I wrote an article. It was called, based on a book. It's called "Kiss Your Dentist Goodbye." Basically, it's a very simple dental program using materials you can get in any drugstore that preserves both your teeth and your gums, your gum health, to the extent that you literally don't have to go to a dentist again unless you have a particular tooth problem or something that requires dental care, or if you just want to have a routine dental checkup. And that's available in my Applied Metabolics newsletter. But today, like I say, the main cause of tooth loss, a lot of it has to do with a buildup of bacteria in the mouth, which comes from not brushing, not taking care of the teeth. The bacteria that exists in the mouth, it produces acids which break down the tooth and the tooth structure, and also attack the gums. And this leads to actual tooth loss, which eventually leads to having to wear dentures, having caps put in, all that so-called cosmetic dental work. But there's another common reason for tooth loss that's often overlooked, greatly overlooked, I'd say, and that has to do with fluids that you drink that are high in acid. This is a greatly overlooked. A lot of the sports drinks, a lot of fruit juices. Well, I'll go into more detail in a couple of minutes, but these things contain acids. Now, how is acid how is it evaluated? Acid, you have a scale, what they call a pH scale. 7 is neutral. Anything over 7 is alkaline. I think it goes up to 12, if I remember correctly. But 7 is neutral. Your blood is about 7.2, and your body tries to maintain the blood at 7.2 at all times. And to maintain that level of pH, your body produces natural buffers, such as bicarbonate from the kidneys and so on and so forth. Anything below 7 starts to get acidic. Not really below 7. I'd say it starts to get acidic at a pH of 4. At 4 or lower is acidic. And 2, for example, a pH of 2 is very acidic. So anyway, I'm going to read off a study I found, which basically measured the pH of beverages that are commonly consumed by American consumers. And this also applies to anyone around the world, since some of these fluids exist all over the world. This basically talks about how some beverages and fluids can cause dental erosion, which again is a huge, it can literally rot your teeth away. Dental erosion is the chemical dissolution of tooth structure in the absence of bacteria when the environment is acidic. In other words, dental erosion, besides the most common cause of tooth loss, is the end effect of bacteria eating away at your teeth and gums, and that again that's due to poor dental hygiene. But a secondary reason for losing teeth is dental erosion due to drinking acidic beverages. For example, there's some fruit juices contain citrate or citric acid naturally found in the juices. Well, it turns out that citric acid actually chelates the calcium that's found in tooth enamel, pulls it out of the teeth if it's exposed to citrate, and it weakens the tooth, and it can cause you to lose your tooth eventually. Anyway, this particular study that I got a hold of, they analyzed 380 varied beverages purchased from stores in Birmingham, Alabama. They were juices, sodas, and there were various types of sports drinks, and they were assessed for the pH values. Now, what they found was the majority, or 93% of the beverages, had a pH below 4.0 and 7%. That's 93% of the beverages analyzed in the study were acidic, meaning that they were capable of causing dental erosion and eventual loss of your teeth. And people drink this stuff all the time. 39% of the beverages were considered extremely erosive, which with a pH of less than 3. That's like basically swishing your mouth with battery acid, even though it doesn't taste like battery acid, although some of these do. 54% were considered erosive, and 7% were considered minimally erosive. So, let's talk a little bit more detail about that. Let me see here. The pH of non-dairy beverages ranges from 2.1 lime juice concentrate. Lime juice concentrate is extremely acidic. It's like pouring acid in your mouth. It has a pH of 2.1. Spring water, in case you're curious, has a pH of 7.4, which is actually on the alkaline side, so it's not going to rot your teeth. If it did, a lot of people would be in trouble. Commercially available beverages with a pH below 4 are potentially damaging to the dentition, in other words, to the teeth. Acids are added to beverages and compose a flavor profile, giving beverages a distinctive taste. In other words, they add acids purposely to drinks to give them a certain type of, let's say, a little sharper taste when combined with the flavoring. For example, that is how they add phosphoric acid to various types of colas. Phosphoric acid is an acid. It will eat away your teeth. It will cause your body to excrete calcium, which also adds to the weakening of tooth enamel. And it's added to sodas to give a certain distinctive type of taste. Then you have citric acid, as I said before. That's a substance naturally occurring in citrus drinks, and it's added to many drinks because it imparts a tangy kind of fruit-like flavor. Some of the drinks that have a fruit flavor, a lot of times if you look on the label, they have citric acid added, but the citric acid lowers the pH and increases the potential to cause a erosion of teeth enamel. In other words, rot your teeth. Another type of acid added is malic acid, which is found naturally in apples, pears, and cherries. Malic acid is added to artificially sweetened carbonated beverages to intensify taste and reduce the amount of other added flavorings. Dental erosion actually is the irreversible acidic dissolution of surface tooth structure by chemical means in the absence of microorganisms. In other words, it's basically a destruction of the tooth without bacteria being involved. It primarily occurs when hydrogen atoms, that's acid, interact with the surface fluoroapatite and hydroxyapatite crystals after diffusion through, well, they're getting technical here, but basically what happens is the hydrogen or the acid actually diffuses through the tooth enamel and breaks down the calcium structure of the tooth, which causes erosion of the tooth and eventually causes the tooth to fall apart. In oral cavity pH below 4, the tooth surface erodes And with each decrease in pH, there was a tenfold increase in enamel solubility, resulting in a 100-fold increase in enamel demineralization. In other words, the loss of minerals like calcium in the teeth as the pH approaches 2. Okay, so the frequent consumption of acidic beverages is also very important. It's a big problem for children because they give them kids these fruit flavored drinks that have stuff like citric acid added to them. The kids' teeth are just developing, and this stuff can cause a lot of tooth problems in children also. As I said, citrate works by removing calcium out of the teeth. So, as far as the testing goes, as I said, they tested 380 different beverages. The most acidic beverages tested with a pH of below 2.4 were lemon juice with a pH of 2.25, RC Cola with a pH of 2.32, Coca-Cola Classic with a pH of 2.37, Coca-Cola Cherry with a pH of 2.38, Pepsi had a pH of 2.39, and the most common acids found in the drinks were citric, phosphoric, and malic acids. So Schweppes tonic water was a pH of 2.54, which is actually acidic. Gatorade lemon lime, which is a drink, sometimes people use it as a sports drink, had a pH of 2.97. It will rot your teeth. pH of apple juice was 3.57 acidic. So it's not just the sodas. A lot of fruit juices are extremely acidic, and teeth erosion. The teeth erosion actually occurs in the pH range of 2.02 to 4. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the. By the way, in case you're wondering, will brushing or using fluoride mouthwashes help this? And unfortunately, no. Fluoride does not prevent erosion since highly acidic environments solubilize fluorapatite and calcium fluoride. In other words, the acids just eat away at the fluoride too. So, brushing your teeth with a fluoride toothpaste will not help. I'll tell you what will help, though, before I get into, describing some of the other. Anything that stimulates saliva flow. Saliva has a buffering action. It actually helps to neutralize acids that build in your mouth. So the drier your mouth, the greater the chance of both bacteria eating away at your teeth, and also as acid eating away your teeth. You always want to never let yourself get a dry mouth. And another trick to do is if you eat something that can stimulate, let's say, oral bacteria, or let's say you drink something acidic like a fruit juice or some of these other things that I'll mention, you might want to keep some xylitol powder, XYLITOL. This is a type of sugar that doesn't stimulate a huge insulin reaction. In other words, it won't make you fat, but it has a weird effect because what it does, if you use it regularly and just put it in your mouth and chew on it or whatever, it tastes just like sugar. But it doesn't do what it doesn't do. It doesn't feed the bacteria in the mouth that rots your teeth. In other words, with the bacteria, they think that xylitol is sugar, and they basically go for it, and what happens is it causes the bacteria to self-destruct because xylitol is not a real sugar, so the bacteria eventually disappear. But xylitol also has a good effect of neutralizing acid. Another thing you want to do is if you ever drink any of the things I mentioned, some of these acidic drinks, you don't want to brush your teeth right away, because what happens is when your teeth are exposed to these acids, it actually softens the enamel, and toothpaste has abrasive substances added to help break down the plaque. That's one of the reasons you brush your teeth is to prevent a plaque buildup. Plaque is buildup of minerals in the mouth that can eventually cause gum problems. And toothpaste always have abrasives. The problem is when you've been exposed to an acidic drink, your teeth are actually softened for about maybe an hour or two afterwards. And if you use abrasive toothpaste, you're actually breaking down the teeth even more. So what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is rinse your mouth with water. As I said, water is alkaline. Most water is alkaline. It has a pH of 7 or up. And you switch around water as soon as you finish an acidic drink. And also you can take the xylitol if you want to try that. They even have xylitol chewing gums. Anyway, so that's that, and of course you could subscribe to my Applied Metabolics newsletter, which will give you access to that dental program that I still use to this day. I use it myself. I haven't been to a dentist in geez, I don't even remember. It must be 8 years by now. Now let me think. About 5 or 6 years. I used to go in for regular dental cleanings. I don't get any plaque buildup anymore. I used to have a real problem with building a plaque due to genetic reasons. In fact, it caused some gum recession that I had to have surgery on. But ever since I've been using this dental program that's in Applied Metabolics, I don't get dental plaque. And of course, I still brush my teeth. It's part of the dental program that I described. This is a good option. And the first product that you use in this dental program that I described in Applied Metabolics actually is a type of mouthwash, not Listerine, it's something else that actually immediately neutralizes acid in your mouth. So even if you don't want to use the dental program, if you buy this product, and it's not very cheap, unfortunately, it's kind of expensive, but if you keep this around, whenever you eat something acidic or drink something acidic, or for example, fruit also is acidic. So if you bite into fruit, you're getting the same thing. You're getting that acid exposure on your teeth. If you swish this particular type of mouthwash around in your mouth, it immediately neutralizes the acid immediately. So it protects your teeth, and that's step one in the dental program. So let's look at some of the what they found here. Powerade Fruit Punch has a pH of 2.71. Perrier carbonated mineral water, pH of 5.25. Not super acidic, but still acidic. It's still rot your teeth. Propel Berry has a 3.0. Tropicana Orange Juice, 4.9 pH. Campbell's Tomato Juice, 4.1. Minute Maid Cran Apple, 2.71. Ocean Spray Cranberry, 2.56. Crystal, this has surprised me. Crystal Light, which is a artificially sweetened beverage, that some people drink. I use it myself to mix certain nutrient powders in, and reading this report kind of gave me pause because I didn't realize that Crystal Light is actually pretty acidic. It has a pH of 2.96. And what that means is every time I drink this stuff, I have to either use that product I told you about, or swish my mouth with water, or take a spoonful of xylitol, because this could Crystal Light can rot your teeth. It'll dig away at the enamel. V8 vegetable juice, 4.17. Kool-Aid Tropical Punch, 2.69 pH, meaning it's acidic, and on and on and on. There's a lot more, but I won't get into it. But I think you get the point. The point being that, you got to be real careful. A lot of your sports drinks that a lot of people drink, that's in the bottles itself, like Gatorade, some of these other things, they tend to be acidic. Look at the label. If it has any type of acid added to it, phosphoric acid or citric acid, a lot of them have citric acid, which means it probably has a pH of 4 or less, meaning it's acidic. And if you don't do something, if you just drink this stuff and it coats your teeth, it's eating away at your tooth enamel. Eventually, it's going to cause your teeth to fall out. So this is just fair warning. And I'll tell you, seriously, you guys should subscribe and read that article. It's called Kiss Your Dentist Goodbye. And literally, you'll be doing that because this program is amazing. I've been on it for years. And some of my subscribers who've tried have gotten back to me. They told me it's fantastic. They noticed the same thing. Almost 99% of dental problems and gum problems disappear, including halitosis, bad breath. That's another thing that's a real put-off. I'm sure that a lot of people, I would say that 99.9% of you watching this will agree with me that there's nothing more of a turn-off than bad breath, known as medically as halitosis. There's many reasons for that. I'm not going to get into it in that video. But again, a lot of halitosis is also related to dry mouth. In other words, the more saliva that you have in your mouth, the less chance you have of halitosis or bad breath. When your mouth gets dry, that's when you get the halitosis. And it's also caused by certain stomach conditions. Again, it's beyond the scope of this video. But, I remember over the years, I've been introduced to people, and I get close to them, and their breath was so bad that I literally turned my stomach. I mean, there was a woman I met many years ago. She was drop dead gorgeous. She looked like a movie star, and it was a friend of a friend. He introduced me to her. I shook her hand, and she got close enough. I mean, her breath literally seared my eyebrows off. I mean, she suddenly became extremely ugly. So you got to take care of your teeth, seriously. I mean, by the way, taking care of your teeth is related both to brain health and cardiovascular health. They've shown studies that when your teeth start to go bad, the bacteria that cause tooth decay can get into the blood and actually stimulate atherosclerosis, which is a hardening of the arteries. That's a precursor for cardiovascular disease. Also, that bacteria can get into the brain, and there's some initial studies that suggest that it could be one of the causes of brain degeneration, including Alzheimer's. So you always want to keep your teeth in shape. Look, listen, if you're going to work your muscles and you're going to do stuff for your skin, don't ignore your teeth. It's part of good health. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I hope this video was of value. If you want some more information about nutrition, exercise science, fat loss techniques that really work, anti-aging research you can use today, ergogenic aids, hormonal therapy, women's health and fitness, subscribe today to my Applied Metabolics newsletter, www.appliedmetabolics.com. It's 40 to 50 pages every month. And as I said, the articles you'll find in Applied Metabolics are not what you're going to find on the web and in blogs. They're kind of off-the-road stuff. I tend to use the word advanced because it's stuff that's not covered in most other publications and websites. I've never seen most of the stuff that I have covered in Applied Metabolics. I don't want to duplicate. I want to give you original material. It's all fact-based, evidence-based. And when I do have my opinion, I label it as such so you'll know. And again, 40 to 50 pages, like a monthly ebook. When you subscribe, I will send you an invitation to join my private Applied Metabolics Facebook page, where each day I post new information on nutrition, exercise science, and general medicine. I also have an email portal on my Applied Metabolics webpage, where current subscribers only can send me short questions about anything they read in Applied Metabolics or any short questions that come to mind. As long as they're short questions, I don't accept unsolicited questions, including questions put under these videos. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. My loyalty or my little time I have, I give to subscribers who support my work. And I'm giving these videos for free. This is my gift, the free videos. I'm not going to, also answer dozens of questions for free. I'm not going to do it. I don't have time, even if I wanted to. But I will answer questions to my current subscribers as a gesture of appreciation for subscribing. So again, it's www.appliedmetabolics.com. If you want to have the best fun you'll ever have, go to your local shelter, adopt a rescue dog. There's all kinds of breeds. They're all great. Every dog is great. They are literally God's gift to humans. They're just the greatest loyal animals. I can't say enough things about dogs. I just love them all. And I wish I could save every one of them. If I had the money of a guy like Elon Musk or Bezos, one of the very first thing I would do was buy this huge giant parcel of land somewhere and create the ultimate dog rescue site where I'd clear out every kill shelter in the country and take all those dogs and bring them to my place to live out their lives or get adopted by people that'll treat them good. Anyway, that's what I don't know how I got into that, a little editorial. But anyway, take care. Thanks for listening.